He never left. Not when the room smelled of medicine and cold metal. Not when the lights above flickered softly like they were tired too. Not even when everyone else believed there was nothing more that could be done. The horse lay on the floor of the veterinary hospital, wrapped in blankets that were meant to keep warmth inside a body that was already losing the fight. His chest rose and fell slowly, unevenly, as if each breath had to be negotiated with pain. Every now and then, his muscles twitched, not from strength, but from exhaustion. Beside him sat a dog. No leash, no command. No one had placed him there. He had come on his own. The dog didn't whine or bark. He didn't pace the room like animals usually do when fear takes over. He simply sat, close enough to feel the horse's breath, close enough that if the horse moved, even slightly, he would know. The staff noticed him the moment they walked in. A dog in a hospital room wasn't unusual. But a dog this still, this focused was. Someone gently tried to guide him away at first. Just protocol. Just routine. The dog looked up once. Calm. Alert. And then he looked back at the horse. He didn't move. No aggression, no resistance. Just a quiet refusal that didn't need explanation. Hours earlier, before the night swallowed the day, the horse had collapsed without warning. Strong only moments before, now barely holding on. His body had given out in a way that shocked everyone who knew him. Horses are powerful creatures. When they fall like this, it usually means something is terribly wrong. The dog had been there when it happened. No one knew how long they had known each other. No one knew when the bond started. But it was clear this wasn't curiosity. This wasn't instinct. This was loyalty. As the night deepened, the hospital grew quieter. Machines hummed softly. Footsteps echoed less often. Outside, the world continued as if nothing extraordinary was happening. Cars passed, lights changed. Time moved forward. Inside that room, time slowed. The dog stayed seated through it all. When the horse's breathing became shallow, the dog leaned closer. When the horse stirred, the dog lifted his head. When the room went silent, the dog listened, not with his ears, but with his entire body. The veterinarians spoke in low voices. They had seen many cases like this. They knew the signs. They knew the odds, and still, they hesitated. Because something about that room felt different. It wasn't just an animal fighting to live. It was two lives refusing to separate. At one point, near the darkest part of the night, the horse let out a sound so soft it barely registered. A breath that trembled. A moment that felt like goodbye. The dog stood up for the first time, slowly. Carefully. He stepped closer, placing himself directly beside the horse's head, but his body tense, but controlled. He didn't touch. He didn't interfere. He just stood there, as if saying, "I'm here. I'm not going anywhere." The staff paused. No one spoke. No one moved him this time. Because sometimes even science steps back. Minutes passed. Then more. The horse didn't stop breathing. The moment didn't end the way everyone expected it to. The dog sat back down, still there. As dawn began to creep through the window, soft and pale, something shifted. Not dramatically. Not suddenly. Just enough to notice. The horse's breathing steadied, only slightly, but enough to matter. Enough to change the mood in the room. Hope didn't rush in, it whispered. The dog remained in the same spot, eyes tired now, body unmoved. He had been awake all night, no rest, no food, no water, and still he stayed. One of the vets knelt down beside him, speaking softly, almost to herself. She didn't expect a response. The dog didn't look at her. His focus never left the horse. By morning, word had spread quietly through the hospital. Staff from other rooms passed by, slowed their steps, looked in. No one needed an explanation. The scene explained itself: a dog, a horse, and a bond that refused to break under pressure. No one knows exactly what turned the fight around. Maybe treatment helped. Maybe timing. Maybe strength the horse didn't know he still had, or maybe he wasn't fighting alone. When the horse finally managed a small movement, a shift of his head, a breath taken without struggle, the dog noticed instantly. His ears lifted. His body leaned forward. A single quiet sound escaped him, not a bark, not a cry, just relief. The room exhaled. Still, nothing was certain. Recovery would take time, days, weeks, maybe longer. The danger wasn't gone. The night had simply passed. But the dog stayed even after that. When the horse was moved. When the room changed. When the crisis softened into uncertainty, he stayed. Because loyalty doesn't disappear when the worst moment ends. That's when it proves it was real all along. No cameras trained him to do this. No reward waited at the end. Just a simple choice made again and again. Don't leave. Sometimes love isn't loud. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't demand recognition. Sometimes it just sits beside you, in the coldest room, on the longest night, and refuses to walk away, even when the world expects it